Greetings, adventurer. You've traveled far to be here. Welcome to the Armory.
Gear up, adventurers. After a bit of delay, we're back at it again. Today we're going to cover a few shows that we've been watching on Netflix and 4 episodes of Digitrash.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is The Old Guard on Netflix. It's a movie. I thought it was a TV series and was disappointed it's not because it is a phenomenal movie. I've watched it at least 2.5 times by now. Charlize Theron does an amazing job. I actually just really enjoy the whole movie. It does get gory, but I highly recommend it. I really, really want Travis to watch it.
Travis needs to find time. I'm very interested in giving it a shot. It does give off TV show vibes. That's what I thought when the trailer first dropped.
Yeah, when I clicked on it, I thought, well, here I am about to commit myself to a series. Nope, just like a 2-hour movie.
Mm-hmm. So, the old bait and switch.
It's true. Every advertisement I've seen for it, I thought, hey, this is a series and I'm going to have to commit myself.
Mm-hmm.
But no, just a movie, and I have contained myself not to spoil anything to the best of my ability, which is so difficult. But alas.
I mean, anything that has Charlize Theron being pretty and kicking tail is awesome.
I think that she looks like a weird mix of a young Cillian Murphy and Andy Biersick. I'm probably mispronouncing their names, and I don't care.
Fair. Very fair. I have been watching The Order on Netflix. I totally did that in one take. Don't worry about it. It's not awful. It's definitely not what's advertised, I feel.
No?
No.
I've not watched it. I literally have only ever heard about it from Travis. I mean, I've seen it on the previews that, hey, you might be interested in this.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's very different. Like, the werewolf mythology is different, which I'm fine with. I like their own spin on things. It's just the last episode in the last season, it's very late 2000s CW, lovey-dovey. We don't have a budget. Let's try and get this all taken care of within 5 minutes, and we're done.
You guys can't see the look on my face, but it's a very uncomfortable grimace.
Mm-hmm. Same. Watching it, I was very upset. I'm like, oh man, we get in this confrontation with this big bad that, spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen the show, turns out to be our main hero's dad, who killed his mother.
Extra gas.
Yes. It's, yeah. Totally, you don't get any of that.
No.
You barely get any sort of dialogue between them. Barely finds out that's his long-lost son. Nothing about killing the mother or why. Just, my revengeance. Bye.
So there's no, real closure.
No.
That's unfortunate.
It's a really cool premise, you get the secret society. He joins college to, infiltrate the secret society. So
Doesn't everyone?
I mean, why not? Yeah. I imagine how sororities work, but I digress. He, tries to infiltrate the secret society, and he wants to use its power and influence to track down and kill his dad, who's this rich bajillionaire something or another. But turns out, again, twist number 2, that the dad is the head of the secret society.
Extra gasp.
Yeah, you never see it coming. But yeah, so dad's the head of the secret society. He somehow gets indoctrinated into a second secret society that turns out to be the werewolves, who have to protect the world from the original secret society because the original secret society are magicians.
It sounds so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh man, sign me up. Werewolves, magic, yes, I'm all about it, because the magicians let me down hardcore, as did this. Season 2 got much better, but...
That's good. Where are you at in season 2? You've not finished it yet.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah.
You did not tell me that.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. A certain character, spoilers for season 2, a certain character gets thrown into the demon realm, and we spend, the last half of the season trying to get her back.
Oh, yay.
There's, weirdly...
I bet I know who it is, too.
Oh, you may? You may?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay, that's fair. You may know. You may know Bates. It's probably my second favorite character in the whole show.
Oh, then I immediately know who it is.
Okay, that's fair.
I immediately know who it's not.
But yeah, there's 3 weird arcs in the second season. It's first arc, here's this person that's doing illegal magic And then second arc, it's like, there's a demon that's coming to kill everybody that we have to try and contain every, 23 years. It's not the Jeeper Creeper, though, which...
Clarify that.
Yes. And then just the third arc comes full circle again, and it's more people doing illegal magic to let the world know magic's real.
Yeah, 100% still no clarification and anything from season 1. No closure.
No closure.
Nothing brought up
about the mom. Nothing about how the mom was connected to the dad. Nothing about if the mom was like a part of the magician cult, secret society thing. Nothing.
Okay.
No,
Alright. So
nothing. We've literally forgotten the mom. We've forgotten the grandpa. Almost everything from season 1, except for the fact that, hey, there's secret societies, and my love interest girlfriend, which is the worst written love story I've ever heard, is brainwashing me and erased all my memories. And yeah,
that sounds really sketch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very disappointed, and I'm still. What demon? Why did they throw demons into this?
All the demons, apparently. Are there demons in the Old Guard?
No.
I won't.
No.
Listen, if it was a TV show written by people that failed at the CW, there would be demons. And it would be in the midway point of the season.
Where it makes no sense. Alright. Well, moving on from that, I guess, I'm going to talk about the other show I've been watching on Netflix without spoilers. I finally binged The Umbrella Academy Season 2 the other day.
I'm still behind because dad life.
The struggle be real. So the only thing I'm going to say about The Umbrella Academy Season 2 is that the soundtrack is phenomenal. I absolutely love the soundtrack. It fits so well. There's some interesting covers, and just really enjoyed it.
I demand one scene that's as good as the Istanbul Constantinople scene.
No comment.
Killing me.
But this is not what we're here for, so I guess it's time to get into what everyone really is here for.
But they're not here to hear me trash on this badly written CW show?
Oh, they're here to hear you trash on stuff.
Oh, snap. Could it be the main event of the evening, Digitrash?
It is. So we've got a lot going on. We actually have managed to watch 4 episodes since we've last done this, and we have a lot to discuss. So the first episode we've watched since the last one was episode 6, which is the Targeted Kingdom. And let me tell you guys, plot twist was an amazing episode.
Oh, yes. The best written episode so far. The best episode about characters, their partners.
Story.
Growth. Yes.
Just in general.
Yeah.
We get some explanation on things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and preface that Mimi was my favorite character in the original Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
So I was so worried about this episode, so worried about her introduction, and was blown away. I was not prepared for how well it was done. And so let's talk about this episode for a moment. So also, heads up everyone, spoilers. So it starts out with, hey guys, Mimi actually traps Tai and Sora and Agumon and Biyomon because, plot twist, Mimi is a queen and has a kingdom.
I like to think it's Xena Warrior Princess, but Digimon.
The Digimon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she is the queen of a Tanemon village. Not really sure how, just because she's awesome, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that Palmon is her butler, and it's so adorable.
I like to think Palmon is the secret enforcer.
Probably.
Yes.
But the Tanemon are precious, and they're adorable, and I cannot express how much I love that Mimi is a queen of a village.
I actually just wanted to stay on this episode for multiple episodes. Just give me more about Mimi and her kingdom and the Tanemon.
So she's protecting the kingdom from these fruit thieves, which she thinks are Tai and Sora. That's why she traps them. But when she realizes, hey, no, they're just kids. They're not trying to be fruit thieves. All's good.
Mm-hmm. Come back to my village. Let me introduce you to my army of Tanemon, who are like the cutest things of all time.
And it's such an adorable village, and so well done.
Mm-hmm. It's got a great charm to it. And the fact that Mimi has been there longer than all of them and, met Palmon because she was crying and hungry, and Palmon's like, here's some food, let's be friends.
And they become friends, and then Mimi is taken back to their village and rules over it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Tanimon are all for it.
I like to think with an iron fist to anyone that's not a plant.
Which I don't blame her.
No, because everybody that you meet thus far in this digital world kind of douchebags.
Kind of. But let's talk about the key points about why this episode is good.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an actual story. There's actual conflict. So one of the things, because Izzy is still stuck in the network and don't know why.
Listen, Izzy's got dial-up. His Digivice is rocking that early 2000s technology.
I don't know what
He doesn't have the Wi-Fi yet. He and Tentamon are just chilling in the Ethernet cable.
Basically.
He's trying to get in.
But he can still call Ty on their Digivices for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so he does, and he can still connect with the real world. And so he's reading about the blackout that's taking over Tokyo and why it's all this big issue, etc., etc. And so he sends the video through, which is where we learn that there is a time difference between the digital world and the real world. So everything in the digital world is a bit slower. I don't really know how.
Yeah, I don't know like the ratio, but a little bit of time goes by there, and a lot of bit of time goes by here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, Izzy is able to send some news, something from the news over to Ty to watch.
Which doesn't seem all that important at first.
No, not really. It's just some news clips and talking about the blackout, and he speeds it up to where they can actually watch it in like more of a real time. And that's when, drumroll, Mimi recognizes Tachikawa Industries and her grandfather.
Are actually helping. Like they're doing some stuff in the real world to, help this power outage and technology going down and all this crazy stuff that the digital world's affecting.
Yes, so this is where the main conflict comes in, because she's obviously a queen over this kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Go away, you two. I'm not helping. I got a kingdom.
Basically, because they were like, hey, we want you to come with us. We want you to, come on our quest with us, basically.
We're the chosen ones that the holy Kokokenmon told us.
Basically. But she's like, I ain't got time for this. I gotta protect my village. Which, respect.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you see what's threatening these cute little Tanimon.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, she wants nothing to do with going with them on their quest. She is determined to stay, protect her fruit, protect her village, take care of her Tanimon and Palmon, and go with it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Then she sees her grandpa and is like, well, he's doing all this work to help people. I need to do something to help people. And she gets this conflict of, do I stay and protect this village that I've already said that I would, or do I go help these kids on this very apparently quote-unquote noble quest?
Mm-hmm.
Which then leads into the fight. Oh, side note, before we do that, the best thing ever about the Tanimon is their, I don't know, is it a secret code? They're little, watchtowers.
Yeah, I feel like they have, this little secret hand signal. If people are coming, they move their little plant-like things on their head, and it's like... and flag the previous Tanimon that are positioned,
they're strategically positioned.
A few feet apart, and they relay it back to Mimi and Palmon. It's like, oh no, the bad guys are coming.
It's similar to when they light the flames in Lord of the Rings, right?
Mm-hmm. Very similar.
Except, adorable plants in Tanimon. And Travis and I have now updated that to be part of our lingo, and you can't see it, but there's motions involved.
Mm-hmm. Listen, sound effects and very vigorous hand motions.
I wish you could see it.
It's the greatest. So we get the attack on Mimi's kingdom.
We do get the attack on Mimi's kingdom.
Ty and Sora rush to help.
Yes. Yay. And then we also get Palmon digivolving into Togemon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we do that...
Very sadness.
A lot of sadness. We get Palmon trying to defend Mimi and getting injured in the moments between that. And she's fading in and out.
Yeah, she's blinking, going all Cody. And
it's very concerning. Mimi is very upset. And it's very heart-wrenching. And then it, goes in this moment where they have a nice little conversation. and you can see how much they love and care about each other and how much they mean to each other, and then we get the Togemon. And it's such a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
It actually feels like, hey, these two have been together for long enough. They actually have a relationship. This matters.
In the OG, Togemon probably my least favorite design for a champion level Digimon, but in this, I was just all about it. Like, give me more of these characters, give me more of the story, show me more of what's happening. I just want to stay in this village.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
great.
you should have just told them to, shove off down the road.
She should have. So while Togemon is helping defend the village, so is Bergermon and
Good old Greymon.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
Which, afterwards they do defeat their enemies, and that's when I guess the Tanamon and Mimi have a conversation, and they're like, we can protect our village, we appreciate everything you've done, we've got this. And so she is okay with helping the kids that helped her protect her village.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes on their little quest with them.
A little bit of growth, a lot of bit of story. It was fun.
It was such a good episode. I wish I could just live in that episode and not go to the next one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the next episode, that boy is Joe Kiddo.
He is the only one with his name in the title, so I was looking forward to it, especially after, we sung him praises at the beginning, because we were like, oh, maybe this is a change. Maybe Joe's a good person.
Maybe he'll do something besides school. Because Joe got the wrath from me from the original series, because he didn't do anything. It felt like he didn't even want to be a part of the team. He's always in school. He's never there for the fights. Goemon's basically got to drag him around by the pants and it's like, hey, get in there. And it's pretty much the same now.
I feel like it's a bit worse, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So in this episode, they have to leave the island that they're on and fly
To the lighthouse.
Well, they have to get to the continent. Is it Cloud Continent or something? They have to get to the continent.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
It doesn't matter.
There's a lighthouse. And they got to get to this light thing. I don't think they know it's a lighthouse yet.
And they have to cross this ocean-looking water.
Yeah.
And they can't because
there's something in the water.
Yes, which, by the way, has nothing to do with the big bad of the series whatsoever.
Nope, just a thing that doesn't want you to cross for whatever reason.
Just doesn't want you to cross. Which, before we go on with that, they were stopped near the water. They didn't realize they were that close to the ocean or whatever. And they had stopped to take a break. So Tai and Sora and Agumon and Biyomon are, just relaxing, taking a breather. Mimi has already acquired a chair, a teacup, and a shade of some sort.
Mm-hmm. I also like to think that, I don't know if it's elaborated on that much, but I think Joe has also been there for a longer amount of time than Tai and Sora.
I would think so, based on, he has some type of structure. Mimi had I'm not going to say it's a castle. She definitely had a fancy hut.
Mm-hmm. And a throne.
She did have a throne.
Majestic.
But Joe definitely had a structure.
He's got like a little tiki hut.
Yeah.
A bed and a desk.
Which I'm 500% positive that he did not build.
Oh no, Goemon definitely built that.
Exactly.
Goemon's the only one that does anything in this relationship.
It's true.
All Joe cares about is, oh my god, when I get saved, I'm not going to be prepared for school, and my school rival is going to be so much smarter than me, so I need to do my studying and get my homework done.
Yeah, you meet Goemon first because the kids are... they're shot out of the sky, aren't they? Because Bergermon's trying to fly over the ocean, and Gessamon shoots them out of the sky. And so they are saved by a bunch of... Schoolfish, which is one of Goemon's attacks, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, helpful.
Very helpful.
So you meet Goemon first, and then...
Who is cute.
Oh my gosh, so precious.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joe's over there studying. He's literally at a desk, literally with a bunch of books.
Yep. Same old Joe.
And it's just, okay, all right, maybe something's going to come of this.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
No, not really. Just more school. He gets like a little pep talk from Goemon, so when they finally decide to go reconfront Gessamon again...
He didn't even want to be a part of that. He wanted Goemon to go on his own little way and help the kids if he wanted to help the kids. Just leave him there. And I'm like...
I don't know how he planned on leaving the digital world if he's been here in this same spot literally the whole time and nothing's shown up to take him back. He can't just click his heels and grab his book and write it back.
Oh, if only.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he would love it. And they're just like, I don't know, Goemon's Digivolution scene in this, I didn't feel any sort of investment or connection between Joe and Goemon.
There was none. There wasn't. You saw the relationship from Goemon's point of view, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's Joe's point of view, but it's really how Goemon helped him. It's not a two-way, it's not a relationship. It was, hey, Goemon has done all of this stuff to help Joe, and Joe has just done nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Studied, I guess.
It's still the same outlook to me that I've had on Joe in the past I have now. He's the most useless to me, and I feel like he's not really Goemon's friend. Goemon loves him to death, but I feel like he's just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, he just doesn't seem to care for Goemon as much as Eep should.
Mm-hmm.
The other Digidestined that we've met so far at least have some type of relationship with their Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
And even barely seeing, Tentomon and Kabuterimon with Izzy, they still have a good relationship. They have some nice banter.
Yeah, a little back and forth.
Mm-hmm. And the Goemon Joe thing is just doesn't feel like a good relationship. I'm not going to say it's toxic, but it's definitely...
I don't think toxic. I feel like it's one of those, if you've ever had a friend that, like, really wants to be your friend, and you're just, like, not interested at all.
And they're just too much.
Mm-hmm. And then you just realize how crappy you've been treating them. I feel like it's kind of like that.
I'm hoping Joe gets better on how he treats Goemon. I know he's not going to get better in any other regards.
Mm-hmm. But, weird speech about friendship and I need to do my part, and 20 seconds later we have Ikakumon,
ta-da,
who magically can like 2-hit KO Geissamon, where Bergermon and Greymon just were ineffective AF.
Yep, pretty much. So that was and then they get rid of Geissamon, and which again has nothing to do with the main big bad whatsoever. And then they ride Kakumon across the ocean. Because that makes sense, I guess. And that was that.
Which brings us to episode 8.
Which is the Children's Attack on the Fortress.
Which sounds metal and awesome.
And that's the title of the episode, and that's exactly what happens in the episode, except it's not as cool as it sounds.
And by children, they mean Ty and Matt.
Excuse you, there was definitely other people there.
Well, they were definitely there. Yeah, definitely there. Not much attacking, but they were definitely there.
I think Bergermon,
she might have done a little bit. She did more than the others.
I feel like she showed up at some point.
The thing that bothered me about this episode is that it's just more of the same. It's like Ty and Matt are the only ones that can do anything, because, they're riding a Kakumon up and the lighthouse is going on, and a sniper shoots at them and tries to shoot them out of the water. And they're hiding behind a Kakumon, and there's like just this, I don't even remember the guy's name. At this point, I was just so fed up and done with this show. He's like a robot gorilla, and he's like sniping them, shooting Ikakumon. Nobody does anything. Nobody. There's like a bajillion and a half Digidestined, and none of them can do anything. So these like little tank mons are coming and surrounding them, and blasty, blasty, blasty.
No, I spent the entire episode just saying, this is dumb. I think I just repeated, this is dumb, a good 20 times. So then you're introduced to shady, cloaked individual. It's Matt. You get reintroduced to Matt. Which is the first time Matt gets to meet the other Digidestined, because he's already met Ty, and I think he obviously knows Izzy exists, and Izzy, of course, is still in the network, guys.
Still in the internet.
Still on his way.
There's like an adventure with him and Wellmon, but you know what? Doesn't really matter, because he's stuck in the internet and he's trying to get back.
Yeah, that was episodes ago at this point.
Yeah.
So anyway, Matt, of course, saves them, because what else is he supposed to do?
One of 2 characters that can do anything.
And then they hide out in this cave thing.
I guess it's a cave. I don't know.
I don't really know what it is.
I would assume it's a cave, or if it's just this weird dugout part in the side of a mountain.
It's a hideaway, I guess.
And they're having just this big spiel about Matt was also trying to infiltrate this place. How Matt got here, who knows?
No explanation.
Literally everyone else gets like ported in onto this little island, and Matt is magically where he needs to be.
Yeah, he's on the continent. already where he needs to be at this fortress that he's been trying to infiltrate for reasons that we aren't really sure of.
And instead of like teaming up with the gang, their big plan is you just distract them, and I'm gonna sneak in because I have a cloak.
Also, you know, because he's the lone wolf of the team.
Oh, see, that makes sense because Gabumon's a wolf.
Oh my gosh, I would never have thought of that.
It comes full circle.
Sure it does. But yeah, so then Joe's brilliant idea, because, in case you didn't know, he's trying to be the leader of this group because he's the eldest, and he keeps enforcing that he's the leader because he's the eldest.
Let's time out for a bit here, because I don't know what role Joe is supposed to fill. He's not the leader. He's not the smart one. He's not the loner. He's not the kid. He's not the goofy one. He's not any of these things.
I want to say in the original, he had that bag and he, was more of a medic. I always felt like he was more of a medic because he wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
No, not even getting that vibe from him.
Yeah, I always put him, obviously not as smart as Izzy, but I feel like he was the one that knew second most about stuff.
Yes.
Could be medic stuff, could be other stuff, whatever.
I don't know. I always just put him in the medic role because I was like, I don't know where else to put him. It makes sense. I always thought he wanted to be a doctor. But moving on from that, we're untiming out. So Joe's brilliant plan is to steal this towel that Mimi had been using to dry off and grab a stick and go wave a white flag to the Digimon in surrender.
Now surrounding their little cave enclave thing because Matt has sneaked off.
He's run to go do his own thing.
I believe Ty also has sneaked off at this point.
I believe Ty and Sora went to chase after Matt. And Joe is out there waving this white flag, which, of course, how do we know the Digimon even know what the white flag of surrender is?
Which they clearly don't, because Robot Monkey Man snipes it and blasts it to smithereens.
Which Mimi is very upset over, and Palmon's response was, well, the towel wasn't even yours, it was Sora's, but... Then, Joe's getting shot at, so you know what? Palmon comes in the clutch and actually saves him.
The only useful Digimon, the only one doing literally anything, as far as this group goes. Because up on the hill, Matt is sneaking in, and Ty is providing the distraction with Greymon.
All of a sudden. So now, Mimi, Joe, Palmon, and Gomamon are just running around in circles, dodging these blasts, which I'm not even sure how they've managed to not be hit.
Apparently, the stormtroopers from the Empire are piloting these tanks.
That's the only logic.
Yeah, they have none aim.
So while Matt is riding Garurumon, and Ty tells Garurumon to jump, and he jumps, which we're still unsure about that.
He jumps and, jumps up towards Monkey, Andro Man, and the Wolf Fang fists him.
So I know at this point, Matt turns and sees Mimi and Joe on the beach running around like chickens with their heads cut off. And then he has this little moment of flashback of these poor little pitiful people that he literally just met, and the flashback is literally just a couple of minutes from before.
Yes, and just I don't want to work with you, you'll slow me down, and blah, 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 blah. And then he acknowledges that maybe they do have some worth, and they do have some use.
And then, Super Saiyan time.
Because he is sort of embodying his crest of friendship, Garurumon turns Super Saiyan, and that makes his Blasty much more powerful.
He literally glows and I guess becomes more powerful, but there's no explanation on why.
Nope.
He doesn't go into his ultimate form. Nope.
Nope.
He just glows and is more powerful for no reason.
Glows on the Digivice, which I really do not like. I do not like at all.
So anyway, the kids...
They all finally digivolve for whatever reason at the end of the episode when we've just been blasted to smithereens.
Which we get... Agumon to Greymon, full
35-second scene.
We've already gotten, Garurumon's, but the others just kind of, there's this little, swirly white line around them, and then, poof, they're, they're digivolved. Yay!
Oh, well, they're not important. They're not the main characters.
Obviously.
They don't fuse into Omnimon.
Well, anyway, long story short, the kids win.
They one-shot literally everything, which if they would have done at the beginning of the episode...
Use teamwork at all?
As a team.
Whatever. Unheard of.
Foreshadowing for the next episode.
So they win, and then they go into the fortress and are looking around this empty fortress, which is dumb. They find this, I don't know, slab of rock with other... I don't even know what it's called. Just this script of Digimon language that Tai can read for whatever reason, and I don't know if the others can read. I just know Tai can read it. So he's reading it to us as the audience, and that's pretty much the whole episode.
More or
for
less.
That one.
It's like the bad guy credo about capturing the holy Digimon, and
which leads us to the most recent episode, which is episode 9, the ultimate Digimon attacks. And it's also dumb. Guys, it's so dumb.
It's very bad. I don't know if it's as bad as this last episode, but it's pretty rough.
I'll give you that. It's really rough. So it actually starts out with Ogremon, which we haven't seen him for a while.
Have we even mentioned Ogremon?
Briefly, I don't even know.
He's been such a weird afterthought to me. I don't even remember if we brought him up.
By the way, Ogremon was involved in the Targeted Kingdom, which was Mimi's episode, and got his
horn broken off by Greymon.
Yes, which is very important to this episode.
As a blow to his pride, he took it.
Yes, but before that, the episode starts out with Ogremon.
Yeah, he's standing in front of his little battling things.
Soundbirdmon.
Which
is the stupidest thing ever.
They're just the worst. That awful. I guess they're taking the place of the dark gears, the black gears, whatever. I don't like it. I think it's really dumb.
Oh no, it looked like they were using their echolocation to form Ogremon's master, which is still not addressed.
You have
still
no
don't
idea
know who it
it's
is.
Devimon. I mean,
What? Who?
It's Devimon. It looks like Devimon. It's Devimon's shadow. But
it's not
there's
Devimon.
no name.
I don't know who it is.
Very disappointed that he didn't capture the children.
Yes, how dare he not do the job he was given. So
he's sending him reinforcements.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
So Ogremon tracks down the children who are at the fortress still.
Yeah, he's now on the continent. He's found the children, and he's on the attack.
Why does everyone have teleporting powers except for the kids? Ogremon was on the continent when he attacked them.
He's on the island.
He was on the island with Mimi and...
Yeah, but he also has dragons, so I feel like he can fly, so it doesn't matter.
Maybe. I don't know, maybe he just bribed, the Gesamon and was like, oh, hey, here's some fishies. Let me get by.
I'm not even sure Gesamon's still protecting the water anymore. He'd probably just like, nope, noped out of there. I'm going on vacation. To the Bahamas, I guess. But yeah, Ogremon attacks and...
wants a one-on-one with Greymon.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not pay as much attention to this episode as I should have because it was so dumb.
It was really bad. Like, there's certain things that could be tweaked about it. A little bit more. If we had spent more time with Ogremon and maybe his honor system, and hey, he's being brainwashed, but that honor system is going to shine through, and that's what's going to bring him back. But no, he just has his honor system now for whatever reason.
Literally, the only people that digivolve in this episode are Agumon and
Gabumon.
That's it.
Yep.
And we timed how long their sequences are.
They get their full 36 and 35 second digivolution.
Everyone else? Nope. Oh, by this point, they're being attacked by the dragons.
Yes, Ogremon's fleet of dragons, but he's very upset about this after they've just got done blasting the children.
Yeah, so none of the other Digimon digivolve.
Nope.
And the dragons have, blasted them. Now they're, super charging up to do this, really intense blast. And Ogremon uses this... It's basically a Kamehameha fist.
Yes.
And knocks the attack away, and then it pans to his eye, and he gleams. It gleams, it does this little shing, and then the dragons are like, acknowledge and go away. And I'm like, what? What?
The only one that steps up to plate to even bother to fight these dragons that are shooting at us is Matt and Garurumon.
And they don't do much.
He blasts at them, but they're so far in the sky, it's just
whoop,
slide to the left, slide to the right,
crisscross.
leave Ogremon.
So while this is happening, Greymon is fighting Ogremon.
We have this weird Dragon Ball Z type battle.
It was so strange.
If you've seen any sort of Dragon Ball Z where they rush at each other, they dodge a couple of punches, and then they lock up hands to try and test of strength each other, you've seen this fight.
And then there's glowy and sparks coming off of them that no sense whatsoever.
They're Super Saiyan level 2.
At this point, Greymon has knocked Ogremon's weird bone club, circa Cubone, out of the way. And now they're clenched hands, fist. What do you call those? Claws?
I guess.
I don't know.
With
and then
the weirdest flashback of all time.
Well, I was going to comment before that the kids with their still undigivolved Digimon, because they're not helping Greymon whatsoever.
Nope, just kind of watching.
Are commentating on the battle and how it looks different than it was before. They look like they're having fun, and then you get the flashback.
Yeah. Of the fight that you literally just saw, not even a minute prior. Literally all of it in black and white.
I walked away to go reheat my food and came back to watch the flashback, and Travis's
nothing.
Yeah, Travis's response was, "Well, this is exactly what you missed."
Missed absolutely nothing. Your show is 17 minutes. You spend a good minute and 10 seconds on Digivolutions of your two important characters, and then you spend this flashback of 20 seconds, which gives you about 15 minutes worth of actual show.
It was unnecessary. I didn't need the flashback. I don't think anyone needed the flashback. It changed nothing. But whatever.
Yes.
Then you get, the whole... They're back at it again, and they obviously have clashed, and they're just the same strength, and they've got to separate.
I like to think somewhere at this point in time, the Green Ranger is playing his Dragon Dagger, because out of nowhere comes this thunder crash explosion, and off in the distance is the biggest Digimon anyone has ever seen. It looks like Mechagodzilla's older brother on steroids.
And its name is what? Metal Tyrannomon?
Yes. Looks cool. But
yes, super huge. And you should have noticed it before it showed up. It's that big.
Maybe he also had magic teleporting powers.
Maybe. You know what we have forgotten to mention? Izzy has shown up at some point in this episode, and I don't remember when or where.
Okay, so when the big chargy blast after match jumped to action, they're shooting all the kids, and this electric beam comes out of nowhere, circa Piccolo saving Gohan, and blocks the blasts, and Izzy and Kabuteramon show up. They finally managed to log in after about 30 minutes in queue, and waiting for everybody to get in on patch day. They managed to log in.
No explanation. And by the way, nope, no more Kabuteramon. He's Tentamon again because he's tired.
Tentamon, who has flown for a good 3 to 4 episodes in the internet.
Oh, I'm going to say it's been way longer than that at this point.
I'm being generous.
I'm going 5 or 6 at this point.
That's fair. Flown all this time, is now tired, and has to de-digivolve back to Tentamon, and I'm just over here staring at Beomon, who couldn't manage to carry the Digidestined across the water, and maybe scout this island that they're going to, but no. Whatever.
It's fine. This is fine.
But anyways, so the Mecha Godzilla Dragon Zord is here.
Yup. And Ogremon's response is, "I'm being replaced." Which seems so absurd and out of place. I thought he was going to take a moment to be like, "No, this is my fight. I want to fight, one-on-one, honor system, respect." Nope. No.
I was 100% sure this is what's going to break the brainwashing. The honor was going to come back through. He was going to get this mutual respect for his rival, Vegeta style. No, he gets literally squished under the foot of Metal Tyrannomon.
So at this point, when he gets squished, I'm like, oh man, we're going to get this really cool scene where he's going to go all digital coded and, die basically, but also not die, just, digicode back to an egg, because that's what happens when they die, right?
Yes.
Nope, no, he's fine.
His eye's missing now.
You're not even sure he's missing. It's not there. It's just dark. One of his eyes, not both, of course. And it's just dark, and he's upset, but weak, but also does another Kamehameha.
But
fist?
The opposite direction, away from the fight.
Yes. And at this point tells Ty and Greymon to go to run that way, to
Go
run away,
straight.
go straight to the holy Digimon.
This will lead you to the holy Digimon. Convenient that they don't have to turn.
Yeah, just keep straight. Never
Also,
take-
very convenient that during all of this speech, Metal Tyrannomon is just there biding his time, like, well, they have dialogue. I better just
just
hang
wait.
on. Just wait.
literally does not move, does not tremble the ground, does not do anything.
The thing that bothers me about this episode is Metal Tyrannomon is the ultimate Digimon that attacks, right? He's the ultimate level Digimon. So should he not be stronger than Devimon? And if so, how is Devimon controlling something that's technically stronger than him?
Mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Which I 100% do not think will get explained whatsoever.
Oh no, I'm sure not. Like, I'm assuming they're just going to play it off on the Soundbirdmon, but they look like rookie level Digimon, and that also doesn't make sense why they can brainwash champions and ultimates and all this stuff. At least the Dark Gears, it was something implanted into you, like an infection, and you know, the evil spread.
I always took it to be like a corruption of their Digi-DNA.
Yeah, the code. Digicode. Yeah.
No. So, while this is going down, Ogremon is now going to fight Metal Tyrannomon?
Yes, if you've seen Vegeta's Final Atonement, again from Dragon Ball Z, you've pretty much seen this scene. He literally gets a purple aura around him.
Weakly limps, is determined, and goes to this battle like he's going to defeat Metal Tyrannomon.
The Samurai's Last Stand.
Speaking of honor, for everyone that watches Avatar: The Last Airbender, I definitely did the eye cover honor for Zuko. But no, he does not get his honor returned to him fighting Metal Tyrannomon.
The episode just abruptly ends.
Which I'm also kind of glad for because I was done. I was already checked out of the episode completely.
I would like just a little bit of structure and rules to what we're fighting here. Like, obviously it's
No.
Devimon. We know it's Devimon because we've seen the previous show, but
Yeah.
there's nothing that explains to you how his powers work, how these Soundbirdmon are able to brainwash, you know, at least before.
Well, I looked them up. They cause mischief. It's echolocation, I guess.
Convenience.
No explanation,
ability.
though.
At least, you know, with the gears, it was just this implant thing that, you know, it's not the Digimon's fault.
We did mention that we both thought it was going to be Leomon that showed up.
But yeah, I was 100% sure that, you know, you can't have Ogremon without Leomon.
Apparently you can, because they do. And then that episode ends, and I think... Do you want to talk about the preview? Because we did go ahead and watch the preview for next week's episode.
Yeah.
Disappointment. So much disappointment.
Apparently, Ogremon does not stop Metal Tyrannomon. Shock. This champion level cannot beat this ultimate. Can't believe it.
And so you get this little glimpse of what we know is Metal Greymon.
Yep.
Which-
Greymon originally charged Metal Tyrannomon and got swatted away like a gnat, so he's going to do it
He's
again.
Agumon now, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
He got swatted away and, like, devolved back to Agumon.
Yes. So you get this little glimpse, and you're like, "Oh man, it's going to be Metal Greymon," which is episode 10, and you're just like, "Well, that's dumb."
Which wouldn't be that bad if there were, you know, like 15 episodes. No, there's 60 apparently.
66, I believe, is
Holy
what their plan.
Jeez.
That's what they're projecting for, is 66.
In the span of 10 episodes, we've already, you know, kind of accidentally got Omnimon.
Accidentally.
And
Okay.
we're gonna get Metal Greymon in episode 10. I'm also assuming it's gonna be accidental. I would imagine Greymon charges again, gets beat up, and Ty's like, "No, my Digipartner!" and activates his Crest of Courage that it's not really Crest anymore because it's inside the Digivice. And accidental Metal Greymon.
Which my theory, playing off of that, is we are going to get an accidental Metal Greymon, and then after he defeats the Metal Tyrannomon, of course, because
Probably in one shot.
in one shot, he's going to Digivolve, and I want him to Digivolve back to his little baby form, but I'm expecting them just to be back into Agumon form and just tired.
I would also expect, if it goes this way, after the big confrontation with Devimon, that Ty tries to force it again, and that's maybe how we get Skull Greymon this go around.
You know, that's what I would hope, and since this is our theory and what we're hoping, we immediately know that's not going to happen.
No, makes too much sense.
It makes way too much sense.
My second theory is also the Holy Digimon that the bad guys have trapped and that they're trying to find is not Kukulkanmon. It's actually TK and Patamon.
Yes. So we have a bunch of theories on this because we've been trying to figure out how long the kids have been there, which Travis spent a good chunk of this morning trying to theorize it. And
I'm trying to convince her into my theory. I think you'll find it's correct.
I'm not saying that it's not correct. I'm just saying that so far it's not right.
Potato, potato. It's got to be TK and Patamon, right? They're the only ones we
I'm
haven't
not
seen.
disputing that.
Yeah.
I think it's TK and Patamon, but go ahead.
Okay, so my theory, right, is if they all got transported into the digital world at different, times, maybe TK is there ahead and longer than the rest of the crew. Maybe he and Patamon have already gotten captured. And then, maybe then Mimi and Joe, whoever got there first, got transported there next.
Okay, that sounds way better than what you told me earlier at work.
That's literally what I said.
That is not what he said at work.
Totally is. Listen, be on my side.
There's no sides. There's only correct and Travis.
There's my side.
There's only the correct side and the Travis side. And the Legos and Hot Wheels. That's it. That's all you got.
That's it.
But no, I'm with him on a lot of that. In regards to, yes, I think TK and Patamon are going to be the Holy Digimon, and I'll even accept that they've been there long enough to be captured or something stupid. Or, for all we know, they wound up just chilling on the continent in the first place.
Trusting the wrong person, because, TK is a very small child.
He's a tiny baby child, and I am worried about him being left alone.
Patamon, not the smartest Digimon, also.
Adorable, not smart.
Go.
Because back to episode 6, we mentioned we did find out some actual plotline stuff, and we know that some, Mimi and Joe at least, have been in the digital world longer than Ty and Sora. Definitely longer than Izzy, who's been in the network this entire time since Ty and Sora got there. Whatever.
Digi been in the internet since time started, apparently.
Whatever. So we know Ty and Sora landed together because they got transported together, is my theory. Don't know where Mimi or Joe were when they got transported. Just all of a sudden, hey, they've been in the digital world, and since time goes slower there, they've been there longer than Ty and Sora. Obviously, long enough for Mimi to be a queen, and long enough for Joe to have a tiki hut place to study. We have no idea how long Matt's been there. Long enough to have a cloak.
Yeah.
And we still have not seen TK.
TK, the only original cast member that we have not seen.
In the digital world. We've seen a brief glimpse of him, episode 1, episode 2, I believe. He was still in the real world at the time. And of course, he's in the opening and the ending songs. But otherwise, nope, still not seen him. Is he in the digital world? Probably, yeah, because where else is he supposed to be?
I think it would make sense for him, too, since time does work a little different, to have gotten there, ahead of everybody, got captured because children. And, since we all know the original story with Devimon and Anjumon.
We know that. I know the kids don't know that, and I don't know what else they're trying to do. Anyway, basically, all I'm saying is this whole episode 7, 8, and 9, I just kept repeating, this is dumb, this is stupid, this doesn't make sense. I was very checked out. It makes me upset for the original series.
I had much higher hopes. With all the amazing writers that are out there now, and just the fan base that the show has, I expected a lot more. I wanted a lot more. It deserves a lot more.
I'm really getting this vibe from a lot of reboots recently, that they're just fast-pacing everything, and the animation's okay. Sometimes it's really great, but otherwise it's just throwing it at you. The storylines don't make sense. The arcs, nothing. You're not getting really character development. I would be perfectly fine if we had a quote-unquote filler episode just to get some, interactions between the kids.
Yeah, some back and forth a little bit with someone not named Ty and Matt.
Yeah, just from the other kids to interact with the other kids. Digimon to interact with Digimon. Just, like a team.
Yeah, build that team, build those friendships, and then when you do have an attack or a fight that you have to take care of, let them all do it as a team.
Yeah, I don't feel like we know Ty and Sora knew each other, and Izzy. They all literally met Mimi there. We know Joe was apparently at camp with them.
Listen, all I know about Joe is he's older than them and he's the leader.
Okay, yeah, exactly. He keeps repeating that. And we know that Ty and Izzy met Matt previously. But other than that, they don't know each other. They're not familiar with each other. There's no point in them having a relationship, being concerned for the others, caring about them at all.
I'm not gonna lie, if I got dropped in the digital world and I got me a digital partner and here's a group of other children that I've never met before, I'd be like, no, me and my broski, we're gonna go live in Mimi's kingdom.
Exactly. It's obviously the right choice.
Yep. Betamon and I are gonna go chillin'. I might digivolve him into Cedarmon from time to time for us to go and take a swim. But other than that, no.
That's all I have to say on the matter. It's dumb, it's being trashy, and I'm really regretting watching it.
I was super hyped for a few things, touching back to, them attacking the fortress. I really wanted the sniper to be Andromon. I wanted them to, to knock the corruption out of Andromon and have another little friend.
Nope.
Maybe an ally that could assist from time to time. Nope. I really wanted Leomon to somehow be woven into the Ogremon thing, so they have that connection as well.
Nope.
But who knows? I'm kind of in the ballpark of not really caring about the rest of the series. I had such high hopes after Mimi's episode because it was so well done.
We were looking forward to Joe's episode because of how good Mimi's episode was. And for the past 3 episodes, it's just been horrible.
It's back to what they've been doing thus far, which is just a bunch of stuff thrown at the wall as fast as they absolutely can. And the only thing that sticks is the ball named Ty and the ball named Matt.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Ty obviously had a huge role in Mimi's episode as well, but that wasn't the main factor.
He was not the focus for once.
No, and it was actually Mimi focused, and like I said, the tension, the conflict, the draw and pull, and the push and pull, and just the character. You get to meet Mimi as a character. Yes, she's spoiled. Yes, we can see that. She's a queen. What do you expect? And she also refers to them as servants, which, whatever, that's fine.
Yep.
Because we know she's spoiled, and, learning that her grandfather, because Ty and Sora didn't know who that was. No. Travis apparently didn't know that was her grandfather.
I did not.
As soon as I saw Tichikawa Industries or whatever it was on the building, I was like, oh, snap. This is important. Because, like I said, Mimi was my favorite character, so I knew a bit about her. And so, you find out stuff about her, and it's just such a good episode.
Yeah, so they build that friendship with her and Palmon. You believe it. It tugs at your heartstrings, and then you're happy and triumphant by the end.
Yes. And then, she interacts with the kids, and the way she interacts with Ty and Sora is just really great. Because she's like, I ain't got time for this.
Nope.
It's great. Nice to know you other people are like me. Bye.
Yep. Got my own problems.
I have my own issues to deal with, and she deals with those issues like a queen.
Yes. Amen. Mimi, hashtag best queen ever.
Hashtag.
All hail Queen Mimi. Alright guys, she's been Riss, I've been Travis, and if I were a tree, I would be the tree from Lord of the Rings, an ent. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter @Essential Nerds. If you enjoyed these shenanigans, leave a comment, give us a like, hit subscribe, and don't forget to tell your friends and your local financial institution employee.